I was afforded the unique opportunity to augment my everyday carry loadout with one of the new droids. Now this isn't the Droid X, it's the original droid, but really if you see what I've been carrying, which is a basic point-to-point, voice and text only, it can do images but who cares, to one of these new handheld PC style phones. It was a really neat opportunity to try and see what I could do with a handheld computing device. So I'm going to run through my experience. I had about a month with it. It was a lot of fun, a lot of frustration too. Let's go through it. The web browser is pretty neat. For having a web browser in your pocket, it's not half bad. I found that about half the pages I visit will re-auto-size the text for you. Some are formatted in such a way it just does not work. Surfing in general is just a pain in the butt. Flash doesn't work. You need a special app to go to YouTube because it's Flash-based. I substituted this for just a regular laptop tethered to Wi-Fi for surfing, and it was really infuriating to do your normal surfing habits using a phone. But you're out in the field, you're at work, and something's blocked, and you can fire this up. It seems to make the job go okay. Overall, you know, having a laptop with me, I'd almost rather fire up the laptop to use a web browser than this. Data entry is a complete pain in the butt. The on-screen keyboard is nice, but I fat finger stuff a lot. It has a built-in QWERTY keyboard, which is neat. However, I've really found that to properly to push the buttons in, I've got to use the index finger exactly, and I've got to lay the device flat on the table in order to properly enter text. Otherwise, I fat finger it as well. So, in conclusion, you know, there's lots of pros and cons to a cheap platform or an expensive platform. You know, the pros of the Droid are pretty obvious. Other than being a top-notch cell phone, you can surf the web on it. You've got custom apps. You can write your own apps. The camera has excellent quality. You've got Gmail, GPS. It actually has a really nice built-in GPS navigation suite. Even though I think it's retarded that it'll put south on top of the image sometimes. So I had some really weird scenarios where the entire United States was upside down and in a strange orientation. Kind of weird. This guy, the pros are, it's cheap, it's simple, it's stitchable, you're anonymous. You can have a spare one in case of emergency for a phone in the field. You can roll phone numbers on this as many times as you want. You go on the website, you just roll the number. The size. It's a much smaller than the Droid. As far as the Droid, the cons are there's no extra features as good as a dedicated device. So if you have a notebook or even a desktop with a built-in browser, that's the way to go. You have a real GPS unit, that's the way to go. You have a real movie camera, that's the way to go. You have real anything, it's better than the Droid. As far as being a phone, awesome, great. Typing in, data entry, nothing beats a keyboard. I fat finger this thing no matter what I do. It's almost infuriating. And the cons on this guy is, oh, it's not really cool. I'm not the neatest douchebag in Starbucks. Sorry. It does lack professional sounding ringtones. So I'll be in an office environment. You gotta wear suit and tie sometimes. And this thing will be like playing techno music when it rings. There's like no options unless you buy a professional ringtone. And the Droid, since you can load any MP3 you want on there, you can pretty much tailor-make any ringtone you like. Something interesting, like I mentioned, was if you look at the cost per year, you could get one of these for yourself and your loved one, and you still have enough money for about 3,000 rounds of 5.56 left over per year than over the Droid. So, kind of a neat little thing.